Okay, B'siyata Dishmaya, we're in Sha'ar HaYichud. We are going to be learning a little bit of halacha. So open the day up. We are still learning our halachot of the morning, of Tefilah. And we're in Shacharit, in Pesukei Zimra, we're up to Vayivarech David in the Yalkut Yosef. And after we said all of the Pesukim of Tehillim, we finish them off, then we get to what's called Vayivarech David and Shirat Hayam. And the reason that we say Vayivarech David is because there's 15 expressions of praise that these are the basis, right? These are, when we get to Ishtabach at the end, there's going to be 15 praises, 15 languages of praise in Ishtabach, and they're all rooted here. That's at least what Rabbi David Abu Daram says. The Arba Turim says that Vayivarech David was added to Pesukei Zimra in the time of the Geonim. Rav Amram Gaon agrees with this. The Sefer Eshkol says technically we should do Ishtabach immediately after Kol HaNeshamat HaLeliyah, which completes the mitzvah of Pesukei Zimra. The custom, however, is that we add more verses composed by David HaMelech and Az Yashir. Noagim la'amod k'shomrim Pesukei Vayivarech David. The minhag is to stand up while saying Vayivarech David until the part where you say Ata hu Hashem ha'elokim. You are Hashem, the God. There is no halachic obligation to stand up. However, if someone is elderly or ill and it is difficult for him to stand up, you can sit through Vayivarech David if you need to. Our minhag is to stand. If you need to sit down because you don't feel good, you can. The Sha'ar Kavanot says that we should stand up when reciting the first 40 words of Vayivarech David until after the words Ata hu Hashem Elokim, noting that the initial letters of these final words spell out the name Ekyeh, and that is a hint to Keter, says the Arizal. Kshe'omar tevot ve'ata moshel bakol, when you say the words ve'ata moshel bakol, you rule over everything, then you have to give tzedakah that moment. Shalosh prutot, 3 coins. You give 2 coins at once, and then you give the 3rd one. And there's a secret here, says the Ben Ish Chai. And it's also an halacha that it's good to give tzedakah before you pray. This was the practice of the Arizal. It's recorded in Sha'ar Kavanot and in the Pri Etz Chaim. It's brought by the Magen Avraham and the Mishnah Berurah and the Kaf HaChaim Sofer. This minhag of giving tzedakah during Vayivarech David comes before the Arizal though. The Arizal talks about it, comes before that even. The Shulchan Melachim Bueno says that prepare a coin for charity and give it while reciting Vayivarech David, following the instructions of Sefer Chayei Olam. This is before the Ari. It's one of the Rishonim. Some people say that Sefer Chayei Olam is Rabbeinu Yonah. They say that the Ramah, right? The Ramah is the one that added all the additions into the Shulchan Aruch, the Ashkenazi Shulchan Aruch that was going to come out at the same time, and with his humility of Moshe, he gave in to the Shulchan Aruch and let the Shulchan Aruch come out, but he added a whole bunch of additions. They say that the Ramah he had in his shul, next to where he would sit, he had a whole entire kupat tzedakah in the wall. And in Vayivarech David, he would say, according to the Arizal, he would go and he would put coins in there. There's a person that came out in a newer edition of Noe Katzon Yosef, and he says that it's impossible for the Ramah to have been able to do this. It's impossible that the Ramah saw the Arizal's teachings, because the Arizal was here in Tzfat, here at Kodesh, in the years 5300, right, which is 1540. And the Ramah passed away in 1542, in their minyan 5305. So, Tafshin Bet. It wouldn't have been possible. The editor therefore suggests that the Ramah deduced from the Kabbalah that this is the proper practice, just as the Arizal had deduced. It is more likely that the Ramah knew of this practice from Chaye Olam. The Ben Ish Chai says, Atam Moshel Bakol. That's when those are the words we say when we're meant to give the tzedakah. And he said that people give 3 coins when they reach the worlds of Ki Chol Bashamayim Uva'aretz. Since there are 2 versions of instructions handed down by Rav Chaim Vital, Rav Musafi states that the coins should be specifically upon reciting the word Bakol. V'ata Moshel Bakol. The Ben Ish Chai added that the ideal way to give the charity according to the Kabbalah is to hand the money to the charity trustee, to the Gabbai. To the Gabbai. If a poor person comes begging at your door, hand the money to another member of your household so that he can give it to the beggar. Also have in mind that the coin you are giving represents the letter Yod of Hashem's name. Here's a yichud. Pay attention for the yichud. This is a yichud that you can do all the time, not only when you're in shul. Anytime you give charity, this is a yichud that you can do. You hold the coin in your hand, okay? And the coin that you're giving, that you have in your hand, represents Yod, the Yud of Hashem's name. The 5 fingers of your hand represent the first Hey of Hashem's name. Your forearm represents the letter Vav, and the open hand of the person who you're giving the money to represents the letter Hey, the second letter Hey. You have there Hashem's whole entire name, right? Yud is the coin. The first Hey is your 5 fingers of your hand. The Vav is your forearm. And the hand, the open hand of the receiver of the charity, is the last Hey of Hashem's name. You should give charity from your right hand to the left hand of the recipient. And if there's no poor person or charity trustee at hand, designate a pouch or purse for charity money, or like in shul, you have those little pushkas, right? Hold it in your left hand when you recite the words Atam Moshel Bakol, and use your right hand to deposit the coins into the pouch, which takes the place of the poor person for the moment. And again, you give 2 coins and then 1. Everyone should prepare loose coins in advance so that he will be able to fulfill this wonderful mitzvah. The Ben Ish Chai says there's some people who prepare there's people that prepare 2 envelopes, one containing 2 coins and another containing a single coin, labeling them as such. They placed the 2 envelopes in 2 ends of a cubby and left them there through Shabbat. On Shabbat morning, when they recited the words Atam Moshel Bakol, they pictured the 2 envelopes in their mind's eye and thought, I pledge to give these 2 coins and the 3rd coin to charity. After Shabbat, they took the coins and either gave them to a poor person or to a gabbai, or deposited them in a charity box. Even on Shabbat, people give tzedakah like this. You get what he said? You get what the Ben Ish Chai is saying? Ben Ish Chai says that person comes, there's people that had a minhag, they take 2 envelopes. In one envelope, they put 2 coins, and in the other envelope, they put 1 coin. and they put the envelopes in shul, 2 coins in one coin in the other. And when they get up to Vayivarech David, they look at the envelopes and they say, after Shabbat, I'm making a vow now that after Shabbat, I'm going to give these coins to tzedakah. So even on Shabbat, they're still giving the coins of Vayivarech David. The Kaf Chaim Sofer wrote that someone who has no small coins, but he has coins of large denomination, that he cannot afford to give all at once to charity, this is not a reason for him to forego fulfilling this mitzvah. Right? You come to shul. In the US, they give $1 bills, right? Usually in shul is tzedakah. They give $1 bills. What we would do here with 1 shekels, in the pushka in America, they do $3 bills. Let's say you have a 20 or a 50 on you. You don't want to break it. You can't give $50 now tzedakah. So what you do is, he says like this, the Kaf Chaim Sofer. You should hold the large coin or the bill. Take that $50 bill, right, in your right hand and declare, I'm giving 2 cents worth of this coin to charity, or whatever it is, right? $2 out of the $50. You hold the $50 bill and you say, I'm giving 2 cents, $2 out of this to charity, and then place it in your left hand. After that, he should pick it up again with his right hand and declare, I am giving 1 cent of this coin to charity, and then place it in his left hand. If he's in the middle of Psukei de Zimra, when he cannot speak, he should think these things. He should do this for a number of days until he has pledged the entire value of the coin he is using, and then hand the coin to a poor person. Meaning, you are giving that $50 bill, but you give it over and over and over again every day until you get to $50, and then you give it to tzedakah. Right? Meaning, look how important this minhag is every day to give tzedakah, that if you only have a bill, technically you do lose the bill. It's just, you can use it as the coin every morning, you just come back and you do the same thing with that bill until you get to $50, and then give it away to tzedakah. That was the advice of the Kaf Chaim Sofer. On this inyan of giving charity before praying, the Talmud teaches in Baba Batra, in the 10th page, that Rabbi Elazar had the practice of giving a coin to a poor person and then praying. He would say, V'ani betzedek echazeh fanecha. It's a verse from Tehillim. David HaMelech says in the 17th chapter of Tehillim, V'ani betzedek echazeh fanecha. I will see your face through charity. This practice is cited in the Shulchan Aruch. The Rav Menachem HaMeiri explained that the mitzvah of giving charity acts as a lobbyist on the giver's behalf, enhancing his prayers. Meaning this will help your tefillahs get accepted, giving tzedakah before you even come to pray. The Sha'ar Kavanot specifies that we can fulfill this step through giving charity while reciting Vayivarech David. It is not necessary to give it before the beginning of Shacharit. Right? Meaning, you're meant to give tzedakah before you pray. When are you considered praying in Shacharit? When you get to the Amidah. Until then, you're, so to say, preparing. And so now that we get to Vayivarech David, when you get to Vayivarech David, that's the last point. You'll be able to do it before you're not allowed to get interrupted. During Shema, you can't interrupt yourself to do this. And in the Amidah, you're already praying. So when's the last chance you have to give tzedakah? So yes, could you give before Shacharit? Before the whole entire prayer of Shacharit, before even showing up the shul, or right when you walk into shul? Yeah, you can give there. The Arizal seems to see, and other people seem to see, that it's meant to be given in Vayivarech David at these words, V'ata Moshe Bakol. And if you did that, that's considered before you pray, because praying is the Amidah. Nearly finished. The Kaf Chaim Sofer instructs us to give 3 coins before entering the synagogue, since this is the plain meaning of the verse, I will see your face, meaning I have to give tzedakah, V'ani betzedek echazeh fanecha. I have to give tzedakah, meaning before I even come to your face, before I even step into a shul to talk to you, Hashem, I have to give tzedakah. 1 pruta is 5 US cents. US cents. So you want to give 3 prutot. So you have to give at least 15 cents, US cents around, yeah. Right? 15 US cents. If you're in the US and you want to give tzedakah, the minimum tzedakah that you could give is 5 cents. A penny in the US is no longer considered tzedakah, according to that. It is, right? Because at 1 penny, it adds up, but when it comes to halacha, we want to measure that's substantial. Right, so you just checked right now.
Shekel is,
50 agurot, right? There are those, I know of Tzadikim in Eretz Yisrael that say 10 agurot is still considered, I know of that we all love and respect. I'm not going to say names to get into it, but there are people that definitely say that 10 agurot is enough, it's a coin. Because again, it's 10. In the US, 1 penny, you need 100 pennies just to get to $1. Right here, you need 10 of those coins. It's not like the end of the world. If 5 people would give 10, you're already halfway to a shekel, right? It's already 50. Kitzo, but yes, if you want to go halachically, dry letter of the law, a pruta is what you should be giving in tzedakah. A pruta in the US is 5 cents, a nickel. And in Israel, it's 50 agurot, half a shekel. Huh?
you have to give 3 of those.
3 coins like that, yeah. Kitzo, so we were saying that from the verse Vani b'tzedek echazeh fanecha, the Kaf HaChaim Sofer seems to think that you should be doing this before you even come into shul. And before Shacharit even starts, you should be giving these 3 coins. And an additional 3 coins should be given in Vayivarech David. That's according to the opinion of the Kaf HaChaim. This doesn't seem to match the instructions of the Arizal, however. When the Talmud states to give charity before praying, the term praying refers only to the Amidah, not to Psukei de Zimra and Korbanot and all of that. That's not called praying halachically. Likewise, the Ben Ish Chai made no mention of giving charity other than while reciting Vayivarech David. Of course, there is nothing wrong with giving charity an extra time each day. It can only increase the blessings one will receive in return. Right? So we're not saying not to do it. It's just we're clarifying what's the kavanah here, what's the yichud that you're making, and that is specific with the Arizal and the Ben Ish Chai, and the Ramah said Vayivarech David. Kaf Chaim Sofer related that there was a person who had the practice of giving 3 coins every day before entering the synagogue, and again while reciting Vayivarech David. One day he failed to keep up this practice, and that night he dreamed that he was being rebuked for missing his commendable practice. Meaning he missed it one day, he had a dream that night that he's going through it. He's getting chewed out for it, right? The Orchot Tzion Musafi asserts that the tradition among the Jews of Iraq who emigrated to Yerushalayim is that when the Kaf HaChaim related such a story about an anonymous person, the author was the person to whom it happened. Meaning the Kaf HaChaim, he holds that halachically the practice is before Shacharit give 3 coins and Vayivarech David give 3 coins. And one day he showed up and he said, hey guys, I knew a guy once that told me that he missed doing one of those. That he gave to the Ka'ah, but one of them he didn't. And that night when he went to sleep, he had very, very intense dreams about getting rebuked for not giving charity that day.
So it's better to give 3 half.
And that person was himself. Right? That person that he was talking about that had that bad dream of getting rebuked for not giving tzedakah, even though he did give it tzedakah, he just didn't give it according to the psak of himself. He had to hear about it at night. Question?
It's so let's say you only have 3 shekels, and you wanted to give before and then give during the thing. So you put the shekels into your left hand, and you're like, I'm going to give this is half or before I pray, and then you take the 3 coins and you put them inside. So that's giving.
No, I mean if you wanted to do it that way, like you're saying, based off what we learned before. So then you take 3 coins in your right hand.
Yeah.
And you say, half of this I'm giving now to charity before Shacharit, and you put it in your left hand. And then when you get to Vayivarech David, you take those same coins with your right hand, and you're saying, I'm giving half of the value of these 3 coins, meaning half a shekel of each of the 3 shekels inside here, for tzedakah now for Vayivarech David, you put it in your left hand, and then you put it inside the 2 and then 1 inside the pushka. With that said, the majority of Am Yisrael does not do this. So, you're only obligated, halachically, what's written in halacha is to give 3 coins at Vayivarech David. And that's a minhag.
It's not Allah.
It's not an Arizal. What we learned today, it's not even an Arizal, it's even before that, right? From the Geonim, but it's minhag. You do not have to give that money You do not have to give that tzedakah every day. It is a good practice, and you will be blessed for it, and your prayers will get more strongly accepted, but you do not have to do this. If you are going to do it and it's hard for you to do it, then do it at Vayivarech David, and if you want to do it completely, then you can also do it before. And again, the right way to do this is to prepare a little bag of tzedakah that you can have inside your talit and your tefillin. You have a bag ready with coins to be ready if you have a guy walking around in shul, if you have the Vayivarech David, if you want to put a coin before you even start praying. If you have a little bag on you with coins, then the practice becomes that much easier. B'ezrat Hashem. We're going to stop here. We're up to Shirat Hayam, one of the most important things you can do in your life. To sing songs to Hashem for splitting all of the obstacles and hardships you have in your life. B'ezrat Hashem.